Bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Tonight, it's the final morsel in our Thanksgiving feast, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Black Knights of Toronto taking on the Chicago Bears.
Andres Borregales is set to kick off.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. And his first pass is incomplete.
And you think back to the success he had throwing the football in the win last week, so naturally, he's going to come out throwing here, but that time, they couldn't connect.
Here's Williams. That's caught left side, Burden. And he's up in it after a gain of 4, up to the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 5.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Edwards. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
At the 35-yard line.
Williams going to look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. But you look at this defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get out of roll early. Chip away their timing.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over first and 10.
First down and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. A carry here for Trevion Henderson. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. This defense for the Bears, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And the Toronto first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Henderson now on first and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the 41-yard line.
Again, it's Henderson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. This now a 3rd and 4.
And it's third down.
To the air, May. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And touchdown! Ramondre Stevenson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Black Knights will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And now it's blocked. The Bears pick it up, taking it right down Broadway. And all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Well, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last 2 plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT.
I wonder if after that long touchdown, if someone actually needed a play off and didn't take it, and maybe that was the breakdown in protection and led to the block.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one. But now playing here on Thursday night, do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
To throw, it's Williams. And Walker has it. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
16-yard line.
Play action. Now Williams. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense. And
touchdown, Bears! Colston Loveland, a 15-yard touchdown ground. And the Bears have taken the lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look at repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Henderson. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Now May on the sneak. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. When you look at this defense, they're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Throwing is Williams. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
A gain of 3 yards. That's good for a Bears first down.
They'll fake the give, now Williams. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they'll get this down to the 10.
It's a gain of 14
A nice
yards.
pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. After one, our score 9-6. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they go to work on a first and goal.
Yes, let's get it.
To the air, Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
To the air once more, Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It's now third and goal.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams. To the left side, he's got his tight end Loveland. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. Fourth and goal.
A gain of 6 yards. Brings up fourth down and goal.
They'll go. Here's Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Colston Loveland, his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Bears take the chance on fourth and goal, and it pays off with 6. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On first down, it's Henderson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second and 9. They run once more with Henderson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to third and 10. Looking to throw. May. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And that'll bring up fourth down on the big sack with a loss of 5. On now is Andres Borregales to try the field goal. They put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no return here for Perry. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here's a fake on a jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, two good plays on this one, Brandon. The first one at the quarterback because the pressure affected his throw, and I think it forced him to throw away from his designated target. And how about the second bit of pressure downfield? Receiver going up for the pass, helping force that incompletion.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Again, it's Henderson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll throw with May. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to make it 4th down. They bring their punter out there now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends his looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. To throw, Williams. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Looking to throw is Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, the first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 42-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
From the gun, it's May. He'll try and do this himself. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on third down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a first. On play action, here's Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 47-yard
Brandon,
line.
perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
To throw once more, here's Williams. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Again, he'll drop the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Santos for the Bears field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And fighting down inside the 25. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First down and 10. At their own 20.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting more pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
To throw, it's May. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
A gain of 12. First down.
May going to give it to Henderson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
May looking to run. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's May. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the gun, here's Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
That's another Bears first down. First and 10 at the 36.
Throwing again here, Williams. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Short pass caught by Henry. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Throw right side, complete to Williams. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Up the middle, it's Henderson. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Throwing here is May. Henry's got it out on the left side. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
And it's 3rd down.
Up the middle, here's Henderson. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. On now is Andres Borregales to try the field goal. This a 33-yard attempt. And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left to the upright.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
To the left side, into the hands of the Dunze. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. Oh, Dunze wide open. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Spillane. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
At their own 49-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Diggs in motion right. To the air, May. He's got it to Williams. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44-yard line.
2nd and 3. Throw left side complete. That's Henry. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he'll be hit as he releases it And that'll fall incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
A 4-yard gain.
On now is Andres Borregales to try the field goal. This one from 46 yards out. And his kick is indeed good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense, get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And he's brought down. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Throwing is Williams. And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Rome Odunze, 31 yards. And the Bears add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Santos with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, and the way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. In motion left, Hill. Looking to throw, May. That's out to Hill, right side complete. Running free at the 45. Inside the 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. Trevion Henderson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Black Knights have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
They're going to try to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
The score, Bears 26, Black Knights 18.
Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. To throw, it's Williams. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and forever. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, and their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They'll throw with May. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. In motion left, Hill. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he spots Henderson open left side. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll try and throw for it with May. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. A pass complete to Odunze. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
To the air, Williams. To the left side, he's got his tight end Loveland. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll fake the give, now Williams. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
They'll take over First and 10.
Partner, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. And this series could very well determine our outcome. 65 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Second down and 4. To throw, it's May. He's airing it out for Williams. And got his man complete. Touchdown. Kyle Williams, 81 yards. And the Black Knights have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth.
But they certainly aren't afraid to dial up the long ball, and fans dig the long ball. And they absolutely needed it, and guess what? They got it. How about that?
And now a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The offense will
May going to try and throw for it. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
at their own 21-yard
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
Second and a couple.
Brings up second and 2.
Looking to throw is Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Picked up a first down.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's third down. And that is incomplete. Defensively, mission accomplished, and now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble, but theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
They'll go. Here's Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. He may go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Toronto.
So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. This is 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception, Williams. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. That means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. There's that man again. It's complete. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 22-yard
Limited time
line.
left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can. Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now. Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Bears, first down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
He's back to throw. Williams looking to do it himself.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Back to throw. Williams looking to do it himself. And it's caught. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempting to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans there holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
And that one is incomplete, and it stops the clock at 12 seconds left in the half. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Toronto, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.